guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel and happy Artsy Fartsy Friday. It has officially been 1 week since the Zodiac calendar launched, and it has been such an incredible week, you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who bought a calendar, and even if you didn't buy a calendar, thank you for sharing it and spreading the word, and just thank you for the amount of love that I have received over this project. It's been a year in the making, and I cannot tell you guys how much it means to me to have you guys love and support it the way that you have. So today's video, I'm going to be talking more about the calendar. Yes, if you missed last week's video, I'm going to kind of quickly summarize it, but it will be linked in the description bar down below and at the end of this video, just in case you want all of the good juicy information that you can get. But basically my calendar is launched for pre-order. Pre-orders are open until November 15th. Basically what that means is that you can order the calendar at a discounted price and you get the opportunity to order some exclusive stuff along with the calendar that's only available during the pre-order period. So it's really exciting. I'm just trying to promote the calendar as much as possible, and the more people that order during the pre-order period, it just gives me more of an opportunity to prepare for the amount of orders that I have to fulfill. I do make the calendars completely by hand. I print them all myself. I assemble them all myself. I did all the artwork, everything myself. So it just kind of helps me to get ahead on the orders. So after pre-orders, the calendar will still be available. The exclusive print and stickers will not be available, and the price of the calendar will go up a little bit because they'll be made to order rather than made kind of in one big batch. So hopefully that kind of clears things up. I am anticipating shipping the kind of first round of orders very, very soon. And in fact, they may have already been shipped by the time this video is out. So if you ordered one, be on the lookout for that. I did have one issue where an order that was made on my Store Envy was not processed entirely. So the person thought they'd ordered it, but they never received a confirmation from PayPal or Store Envy. So it hasn't gone through. If you feel like that might have affected you or your order and you would like me to just confirm that your order was processed correctly, you can feel free to email me. My email address is on the screen right here and also in the description bar down below. So you can just email me and say, hey, did my order go through? And I can kind of just confirm that for you personally to relieve any residual stress. So yeah, pretty much for today's video, I wanted to answer a couple of questions that you guys had about the Zodiac project. You asked some really, really good questions, so I'm looking forward to answering them. I'm also going to be inserting some footage of me coloring the Zodiac cover, and at the end, I wanted to display some of the Zodiac fan art that I've received as well. So this is kind of an all-encompassing video about the Zodiac project, but not how it's affected me, but also how it's affected you guys. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I have the questions here on my phone, so I'm going to be reading off from my phone, and I will also have the questions up on the screen so you can read them along with me, especially because I'm only going to be reading the questions, but what these people have to say is like a lot of other sweet stuff too, and you should definitely go check them all out because a lot of them have been supporters of the calendar since day one, so I love them dearly and you should check them out too. So the first question is from Barry Zem. She is a big member of the Twitch fam and I love her so much. Barry, you are the best. She asked, what advice would you have for maintaining motivation while doing a long-term project like this? This is a really good question, and I don't know if I could pinpoint any particular thing that I did to maintain motivation for this project. I think early on I got myself really pumped to work on it, and I knew going into it that it was going to be a learning experience and that I was going to allow myself to kind of make mistakes and stumble along the way and figure out how to fix it. So it was never meant to be like the end-all be-all greatest accomplishment that I would ever achieve. It's just sort of meant to be like a learning experience and kind of my first big project. So I think the fact that it was my first long-term project definitely helped because I was pumped about it. I made sure that there was a lot of things about this project that I loved and that there wasn't just kind of one singular thing. I loved it because it was going to be markers, which are my favorite medium. It was going to be drawing beautiful women, which are my favorite thing thing to draw, and it was going to be designing original characters, which was a challenge for me, and it was going to be drawing different skin tones and body types, which was a challenge for me. It was something I hadn't done before. Drawing multiple characters, drawing full backgrounds. So it was a lot of new, scary things, but along the way I kind of found my love for each of those things, and that kind of kept me going. So it was equal parts comfort zone and challenging, which I think was helpful for me and maybe helpful for some of you guys as well. And I really just had my mind set on what I wanted at the beginning. And I knew how I wanted to represent the work that I did. So along the way, I definitely had a few moments where I was like, what am I doing? I don't know how I've never done this before, like, help. But you figure it out, and I think it all worked out for the best. So I think having it be equal parts challenging and equal parts fun and familiar is really important, and that's what I would recommend to people who are concerned about maintaining motivation long-term for a project. The next questions come from Sam. Sam Be Awesome here on YouTube. Love her. She is another huge member of the Twitch fam and just a huge member of the internet family in general. I feel like if you haven't seen her in the comment section of any of my videos before, I'm sure you've heard of her. She's awesome and amazing. I love you, Sam. You're the best. She's a fellow Southern Californian as well, so maybe we'll do some conventions together in the future. But she asked, what was the one thing you've learned from doing this entire project? I think the one thing that I learned is to plan ahead. There was a lot of mistakes throughout the Zodiac project that would have resolved themselves a lot easier if I had just sat down at the beginning and let myself plan everything out. In a lot of ways, that's the most daunting phase of a big project like this, but it was the phase that I was kind of the most eager to get through. And I feel like if I had taken a step back at the beginning and really thought about what this calendar was going to look like, what the pictures were going to look like, how they were going to be consistent month to month, little things would have been different. So I think that's the number one thing I learned, is just how important it is to plan the entirety of the project at the very beginning. And if you change things along the way, that's okay, but to just at least have a clear set of goals in mind for your journey. What was your favorite part of this project? My favorite part of this project was probably coloring the backgrounds, which is so weird to say because I was not really big on backgrounds up until a couple years ago. I never did backgrounds in any of my drawings, and when I did, it was like really basic stuff like galaxy backgrounds or like, you know, just really not that intricate or involved. But through the course of this project, I really found my love for coloring and drawing landscapes and painting and coloring little trees and stuff. Like, I really found my love for that, and I never would have pictured myself as the kind of artist who did full color backgrounds. So that was interesting and very unexpected. What was your least favorite part of this project? I think I would have to say that for me personally, the months that I am maybe least satisfied with are the month of April and the month of September. I feel like April's background is way oversaturated and September's background just needed something else. I feel like those are such cool months, and I didn't really portray the feelings of those months accurately, in my opinion. I still love the way that they look, and at the end I think that they look really amazing. But I think that that was the part that I look at it and I'm like, those aren't my favorite months of the calendar. If you're curious what my favorite months of the calendar are, I would have to say the month of June and the month of October are my absolute favorites. I love the way they came out. They came out so, so cool, and they're some of my favorite backgrounds that I've ever done. So balance out that little statement with like a positivity sandwich, something good on both ends. And then Sam asks, what would you do differently if you could go back and start again? I love this question. I feel like I thought about this question a lot throughout this project. Number one would be to go back and plan all of the months at the same time and do all of the concepting artwork at the very beginning at the same time. I think that would have helped a lot with the consistency. It would have helped a lot with just the overall character development and kind of the, oh my god, I can't think of the word and it's gonna drive me nuts. What is the word for like where things are placed in the image? Siri, what's the word for the way things are arranged in an image? The composition, the composition. Oh my god, there it is. I think going back and doing all of the concepting and conceptualizing in one phase would have been incredibly helpful to me personally. And I think I just made it more challenging on myself to do it month to month or kind of as needed throughout the project. Where if I had done it all in the beginning, it would have just made the month to month part a lot easier. So that's what I would go back and change. I also don't think I would have done a vertical layout if I had gone back and did it again. I love the way the vertical layout looks because it really feels like you're getting 12 prints in the calendar and you can really see them at like almost full scale, and I think that that looks really cool. But I just don't think it's like the most convenient size and shape for a calendar. So yeah, I don't know if I would have gone with that, although I think that for me formatting it myself, doing it this way definitely made the most sense, because if I had done it any differently, I think printing and the design part of it would have just been a lot more complicated. So yeah, I'm happy with the way that it turned out, and I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm very happy with the end result of the calendar, but after kind of learning what I've learned through this experience, I don't think I would do something on this scale by myself again. But I got a little in over my head with this project, you guys. I have to admit that. I was a little, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. That's all I'll say. The next question comes from Ben Creates, and they asked, will there be any signed copies of the calendar available? Yes, all copies of the calendar are signed. They're signed in the back. There's like a little note like saying what the Zodiac project is and kind of how it came to be and thanking everyone for their support. And I do hand sign the backs of all of the calendars. And if you're ordering during the pre-order period, which I strongly suggest that you do, and you get the cover print, I also hand sign those. So just good to know in case you were interested in one, but I do hand sign them. So that's a really good question, and thank you for asking it. The next question comes from Drawtencil, and they said, what is your calendar marketing plan, and are you planning to do a calendar trailer to highlight all of the pages? So I thought this was a really interesting question, and he was sort of asking it as I was preparing to do a lot of the marketing, so maybe this question was sort of answered in last week's video with how I kind of announced the pre-orders and did kind of a little flip through. I wasn't really planning to do anything official like a trailer. To me, that seemed kind of disconnected, and because this project has really been so hands-on and so intimate with you guys literally watching it every step of the way, I didn't want to make it seem too polished when I was marketing it, because it's not polished. Like it's me. Like, I'm not polished, I am not perfect, I am not concise and to the point. We know that for sure. So I wanted to just make it like my style and kind of my personality, and I just wanted to shout it from the rooftops how excited I was about it. And if it took me 10 minutes to get that one point across, then it took me 10 minutes to get that one point across. Hopefully in that video I was able to be informative and show you guys what the calendar looks like and how each page looks and how it's kind of put together, all of that stuff. Hopefully I was able to do that. That was one of my goals in that video, but it was also just a goal to be myself, and that's why you guys subscribe to this channel, right? I hope so. So those are all of the questions that I received on the video where I asked for questions about the Zodiac project, but by no means is this the only time that I'll answer questions about the Zodiac project. So if you have questions that you're interested about, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be replying to all of the comments on this video with questions that you guys have. So yeah, definitely feel free to do that. I know if any of you are planning to do a project like this for yourself, some of my insight might be helpful. So if you would like to email me and ask me kind of more in-depth questions about like the assembly or like the tools that I use to put the calendar together, you can do that as well, and I can give you like links and everything that I used. I'm going to be very transparent about that. It's not like I have these like secret resources. I'm an open book. So yeah, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions, both for me or for yourself or anything like that. But I think I wanted to take a minute to show off some of the fan art for the Zodiac project. And I have one person in mind in particular that needs the biggest shout out in the whole wide world. I didn't plan on doing this, but when I sat down to film this video just now, I was like, I can't not talk about the Zodiac fan art because so many people have been drawing my characters and posting them online, and I love it so much. So I'm going to be doing a little slideshow of the people who have shared the Zodiac fan art that they've done on social media. But I have one person in mind in particular that I actually have the physical artwork here. So what I have here is the original marker illustration that Shelifus did for me of my characters, and this blew me away when I saw it. It still blows me away every time I look at it. The fact that somebody as sweet and amazing and talented as she is was so inspired by something that I did feels so surreal to me every single day. And so she drew 3 of my characters. She drew Pisces, Capricorn, and Aquarius, and the way that she drew them was just so amazing. And then the fact that she went out of her way to send me the original, and she also sent me the original illustrations of some of the baby zodiacs that she does. These are so cute. So again, we have Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius. There she is. These are amazing, and they brighten my day every single time I see them, and I love them so much. She has been one of the ultimate supporters of the Zodiac project since the very beginning, and she has done multiple fan arts of the characters, so definitely check her out. I will have her username right here and her social media linked down below. I will have the links to everyone who asked questions down below as well, so you can go check them out. They're amazing and super sweet and super supportive, so I want you to go support them back because I'm all about the positive community here on my channel. So yeah, I'm going to show some other Zodiac fan art here on the screen, and I will make sure to add the usernames and everything so you can go check them out. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you have done to support this project, to get the word out there. It means everything to me and more. If you haven't ordered your calendar yet, you can order it. There's still a week left in the pre-order period, and if you happen to miss the pre-order period, don't worry, you can still get your calendar. They'll make wonderful Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, Tuesday gifts, Wednesday gifts. Yeah. So that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the internet. Bye guys.